Last week, I went to sleep in this chair and I woke up a few hours later with my left leg totally paralyzed and my right leg partially paralyzed and not wanting to work properly. So I get up and I start trying to get feeling back, as you do in that situation, and it's not happening. There is pain, tingling, all that type of thing. I'm like, okay, this is either a blood clot and I'm in trouble, or I've done some type of damage to the nerves in my back, spine, neck, somewhere, legs. So that's what I've been doing this last week, guys, searching for answers. It was not a blood clot, fortunately, but that's sort of a double-edged sword because it means it's a nerve problem of some kind, which can be either long-lasting or permanent sometimes. And even as I sit here and talk to you now, this left leg is still partially paralyzed and I can't feel much of it. So anyways, that's the story real quick in a hopper. Let's jump right into it. I'm Marlon with Chronic Pain Warriors United, guys. I hope y'all are doing well. And we've been absent for about a week. This is the first long form video we've done in, I don't know, it's been several days, a while, guys. So I apologize for that. It's about the longest we've ever gone without making any shorts or long forms. So partially, I'm going to talk about what happened, and I'm also going to talk about some changes we're making to the channel, and it's going to be kind of a quick thing. Waking up. Any of you who've ever had this experience, by the way, I would love to hear your stories because obviously it's germane, and I'm looking for any information or help I can get to, see which direction I should go next. But if you've ever woken up in that type of situation with one of your legs or whatever, or even arms, a lot of times we fall asleep on our arms or whatever, and you wake up and you can't feel it. It's paralyzed. You can't move it. Blood flow is gone. You know what I'm talking about? Pretty much everybody has felt that at some point. That's what this leg felt like, except worse. There was none of the rushing feeling coming back, when you get that blood flow back into your arm and all the tingling and everything. There was some of that as I started to try and, I couldn't even wiggle my toes, and I still barely can. I'm trying right now. I still barely can. And when I do, I can feel it pulling on tendons all through my leg. It's so weird. And then at the same time, the right leg was also somewhat paralyzed or experienced partial paralysis, and it came back to life much quicker. I'm able to use it now. All that, it's much better. But this other one over here, this left leg, I'm limping on it. It's hard to put weight on it, all of that. So if any of y'all out there, any of you pain warriors, any of y'all friends, any of y'all that are subs, anybody that knows anybody, I'd love to hear the stories because this is just a really weird one. Even the ER doctors were kind of like, what the fuck? The first thing they wanted to check for, like me, was a blood clot. And it was not that. So then it becomes, okay, this is absolutely nerves, damaged nerves of some kind, but finding where is going to be the problem. And it's most likely in my lower back somewhere because of how I went to sleep and the fact that I think I may have gone to sleep sitting on either my wallet or something else. And I know people, I'm going to speed this up. This is not going to be a long video, guys. I know people who were, in their 50s, 60s, whatever, started having problems sort of like this. And their doctor's like, let me see your wallet. And they're older guys, right? So they pull out these big, thick billfolds from back in the day, like my papa used to have. And they're like, dude, stop sitting on that thing, and a lot of your problems will go away. And they do. It's crazy. But I can't believe that just accidentally falling asleep with my wallet in my pocket and sitting on it the wrong way would be enough to induce complete paralysis in one of my legs and partial paralysis in another that's lasted almost a week. Now, stolen medications. I want to throw this in here real quick. If or when you ever have anything like this going on and you're not around to control your meds like you normally would be, my God, either put them with somebody that you can absolutely and totally trust, lock them up somehow, hide them, whatever. Because if there are people around that want to take advantage, they will. And as all of you know, with our pain medications or benzos, is what I'm talking about in this case, those types of meds get stolen from you nowadays. The chances of you getting them replaced is about zero. I mean, especially without some type of proof and or police report. Doctors are not going to do it. They just not, they don't give a shit. And it's one of the only life-saving medications, one of the only, it's the only life-saving medication that I know of that if it gets stolen from you, they're like, too bad. You just got to live with it. And you can't live with it a lot of times because that comes with withdrawals, increased pain, blah, 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 blah. It goes on and on, right? It impacts every single part of your life. So be careful with that. Now, changes coming to the channel. I've done a lot of shorts over the last year, and YouTube's algorithm, along with X's algorithm even now, is stepping on all things chronic pain related, mental illness related, suicide related. Yeah, I threw it out there, and now this video is going to get throttled somewhat at the very least by YouTube because I used the word suicide. We have a mental health epidemic happening in which men, especially veterans, are killing themselves at a level that is crimes against humanity bad because of what's being done to them, what their lives, what's being taken from them and their quality of life. Shulkin calling for a completely opioid-free VA, which basically means a VA that doesn't treat pain, is like the cherry on top after they've already almost got there since he started implementing that very agenda all the way back in 2013. They're slowly grinding towards that, and all the while, people are killing themselves because of it. People are taking their own lives because of actions like this. They are not able to access effective pain medications for all kinds of reasons all over the country. And then there are those that are cut off from them all of a sudden for all kinds of reasons as well. You have people taking their own lives for many reasons, but undertreated and untreated pain is a top cause of suicide, both among veterans and men in general. It just is. Even the VA has acknowledged this. And yet our government, our president, our HHS secretary, our CDC assholes, and the DEA stormtroopers all push forward with this assault on chronic pain patients on a daily basis. So talking about these issues is so important, and yet YouTube and X are censoring the chronic pain community en masse, as well as any of these things that we talk about, mental health related, etc., etc. The most watched YouTube short I think I've ever gotten was the one about Benjamin Franklin recently being America's original bad boy, which he was, and that was a great short. But the information provided, it was fun, and it provides historical context to our right to pain relief, but it was not like one of these high-level information videos that I try and put out for y'all, right? So I just start thinking, why is YouTube so focused on allowing anything that even leans more towards entertainment, even if it does have that type of informative kind of feel to it? It all pushes towards entertainment, and anything that is too focused on, it seems like, serious issues sort of gets throttled to the back. And you can see that through the data on our videos. The interaction rate that you guys have with our videos is so high compared to countless others of huge. Go and find just a random huge name in, just Benny Johnson. Just go look at his videos and go look at his interaction rates. They are nowhere near, and they get, literally thousands of times more views than we do, but they get nowhere near the interaction rate that you guys give us. And our reach, if you want to call it that, the amount of people that YouTube shows our videos to once they're released, goes like this, guys. And then all of a sudden they're like, we don't like that. And they slam on the throttling brakes and they stop letting the video travel. It doesn't get shown to nearly as many people. In very short time, they start doing this too. And it's all their throttling program. And I have no doubt that if they weren't doing that, a lot of these videos would travel much further and have many more commenters and people seeing them. But we're beholden to some extent to the algorithms, the algorithm gods, both X and YouTube, both of which I am trying to figure out how to get around. How to get the message out in a bigger way to as many pain warriors as possible and draw them in to the movement with us, because we have got to build a grassroots movement for pain management reform, and that is the only way we are ever going to get it. Period. End of story. Last point. There are very different ideas about what pain management reform means or should be. I am not interested in advocating for doctors' rights or doctors' privileges, which is what some of the other chronic pain advocacy groups are focused on. They are focused on trying to reestablish doctors' rights to treat their patients. That's not my thing. My thing is our rights. I want to encode and establish patients' rights into law, specifically our human right to pain relief. Their version of pain management reform gives, doctors their authorities and rights back to treat us the same way they've been treating us forever. No doctor should have the right to decide when your pain is treated. They just shouldn't, period. Nobody should have the right to decide when your pain is treated but you. I saw this thing about Amazon. This is it. Amazon putting out kiosks where you can pick up your prescriptions from. That should be how the whole system works with AI, especially coming along now. I should be able to basically walk into a Walgreens, punch in the numbers on the vending machine for the medications I want, and get them. And I'm not talking about Tylenol. I'm talking about whatever I want, basically, in the pharmaceutical realm, especially when it comes to pain management of all kinds or anxiety management. Look, guys, we are not children. We are chronic pain patients, many of us for years and years now, me for over a decade. I know what medications I need, and I don't need the nanny state telling me when and how I can get them, how often I can take them. None of that. I don't need it. I don't want it. And it's ruining huge parts of my life. They are limiting me, especially when it comes to muscle relaxers and benzos and things like that. And benzos are the best muscle relaxers. And for people with temporomandibular joint disorder or oral facial pain or injuries in general that cause bad muscle spasms, or people who have all kinds of injuries or illnesses that cause terrible muscle spasms, can't get them treated properly because benzos are bad, just like opium and painkillers and morphine and poppy. All of it's bad. America was built on opium and poppy, period. It just was. Our founding fathers' rights to pain relief built this country. And without it, the United States of America doesn't exist. So we've got to reclaim our rights, as I keep saying over and over. And we're going to start pushing more long form videos like this in a shorter context while still doing more shorts. And we're going to start, politically targeting the right people more and more. We've already started trying to do that some with RFK. I've been talking about what's his face, Vivek Ramaswamy. We got to deal with him. And then Trump has got a lot to answer for, guys. This man, a dude that I have supported, by the way, for a long time, and that support is gone. Not only can I not support almost any of what he's doing right now, I'm actively going to have to start campaigning against a lot of what he's doing, especially in the medical realm, because he's either not doing anything or he's doing the wrong things, like messing with the VA in a way that he promised he never would, or messing with people's Medicaid in the big, beautiful bill. Billions and billions and billions of dollars stripped out of Medicaid. There are all kinds of problems, guys, going all the way back to the 2018 Alexander bill that he signed that is assaulting patients' rights to this day. It is basically the crowning jewel law of the anti-pain relief movement. It's been disastrous for us in our lives ever since. So these are the types of things we're going to have to start dealing with. President Trump is only going to be President Trump for a pretty short amount of time. The dude doesn't have long, and he's coming very close to being a lame duck here in the very near future, because we're heading toward midterm type elections. Nothing major politically gets done while elections are going on, not usually anyways. So there'll be nothing really getting done then. And then after that, unless he keeps the majority of the House and Senate somehow, he's going to become a lame duck that can do nothing but executive orders. He's wasted so much time. Anyways, I got to stop. We're going to get into more of this coming week, and we're going to start really trying to apply more pressure on the political system while trying to get around these goddamn algorithms and drawing in as many chronic pain warriors out there as possible. So that's the goal. As always, nothing has changed. We are still fighting for pain management reform and the grassroots movement. So leave your stories in the comments below. Let me know if you've ever woken up paralyzed and what you did. Let me know those of y'all that have dealt with blood clots versus nerve issues, all of that type of thing. And then your stories in general, like I always say, are unique and important, just like y'all, and I want to hear them. Please leave them in the comments. They're really important too for the movement for pain management reform. These stories show people what's happening to us. It humanizes us, and they're a boon in the fight. So your stories matters, guys. So please leave them in the comments. I'm Marlon with Chronic Pain Warriors United. This went long, as I always do. I bloviated too much. We're going to be working on that too. See y'all real soon. Hope y'all have a great rest of the weekend coming, and we'll see you probably tomorrow. Cheers.